night. There was all of our back to school batches we had. What else was there? I can't think, man. There's tons of stuff. We had other times where the BCM of Winthrop came through. Yeah. We did those. Dealing with, getting involved even with that put me to going to North Rock Hill at one point, getting involved with them, being able to go to Somersault, which is a summer camp for young developing Christians. Then after that, time went past, kept up with the same stuff, block parties and all that good stuff, and then moved to Paul became a ordained pastor to where he started his own ministry, started his own church, went there, became his worship leader, sang there, started in his house, and then went from his house to now where we are now in this building, and basically sang here for years on end. Was here every Sunday, every time we had an event, every Christmas. Being able to be a part of his journey, growing as a pastor, helping me grow as a worship leader and a musical person. It really empowered me to now do what I do, and I'm actually helping other churches and other ministries, develop their music portion, develop their music ministry. So now it makes me feel good to know that it started somewhere, and what started that now has grown me into being a bigger person, and now this ministry is a lot bigger than it was.
Wow. And he's speaking like you got some age in your hands. How old are you now, man?
22.
And
22.
Definitely doing some great things, man. I want to kind of shift gears because I've known that where you come from, when you speak of your career, it's not something that people boast about, right? And so you can kind of give me what did you do now, and what led you to think even go on that path?
So, me being a police officer, on that side of town, me growing up and saying, I want to be a police officer. It's more or less one of those situations where you ain't growing up. You're not going to go to somebody on that side of town and say, I want to be a police officer. It doesn't work like that. And so now, being a patrolman for the city of Chester, it's more or less like I go to work and I build connections with people. I don't go to work to arrest people. I don't go to work to tackle people, pull a gun on them, tase them. I don't go to work to do that. I go to work to make connections with people, try to keep people out of jail, because living on the side of town that I grew up on, that's all you see was police officers coming, arresting people, breaking down doors, and that's what I wanted to get out of. Because if you see and you watch the news now, it's more or less of, I don't like this cop because they're racist. I don't like this cop because they treated my family wrong. I want to kill police officers because they pulled a gun on me. That's not the police officer I want to be. I want to be the police officer that makes a change in the world and shows people that maybe my color changes the way you see me. Because a lot of people are like, oh, well, you're a black police officer. You're following the white guys. No, it's not how it works. I follow the rules and regulations set in front of me. If you decide to break those, then you have to follow the stipulations, the same ones that I'm under. Just because I wear a badge, just because I carry a gun, does not mean that I'm any better than you are. We're the same person. I just have my name on a shirt, and I carry a badge and a gun. That's it.
That's awesome, man. So if you can, give us some stories of some lives that you had the chance to impact by you now in the position that you're in.
Honestly, I wouldn't say I impacted their lives. I'd say just the deterrence of my uniform has impacted their lives, because, just with going to the academy and everything, you don't get to do much, you don't get to interact much. But there's been times where I've done ride-alongs with a few of my partners, and I'm in my uniform, and it's a situation where there's a guy and a girl. They're arguing. They're going back and forth. They're causing a disturbance. Me as a man, I try to stay away. I don't want to go step into a situation like that with a female and her man are arguing. That's one situation you never want to step into. You don't want to bother it. But my partner, he's like, hey, let's go try to handle this. So he goes and talks to the guy, and I'm kind of standing to the side, not really wanting to get involved, because last thing I want to do is go to court and have to be on anybody's stand. But she came to me and spoke to me and was like, I really appreciate you guys coming because I don't know what could have happened, and for me to be able to look at her and really, because I'm a rookie. I can't really do much. I don't really know much.
Yeah.
So I can honestly just tell her, be like, I'm just doing my job. And just to hear somebody tell me, I'm glad you do what you do. I'm happy that you're doing what you're doing, and to see a black man in a uniform really shows that there is a difference in this world. It really it empowered me, being able to see that just me showing up in a uniform can change the way people view police officers, view life, view everything as a whole.
That's good, man. Like I said, it's definitely good. And I'm glad you say by you being a rookie that you don't go out there gun ho.
No, I do not.
Because that's definitely a bad time. And I can say the police departments, even in our area, and I can't speak from Chester because I'm not very familiar, but even in our area, are more customer service, are more people friendly, and really trying to protect and serve a lot better than previous years.
A lot of the people who are cops now, they actually used to work at places like Chick-fil-A and Walmarts, because they appreciate police officers when they looking at your application. They appreciate people who have had customer service experience. Because if you just go out there and I'm like, I'm going to be a police officer, what have you done in life? Oh, well, I just kind of played Call of Duty my whole life. Nobody's going to look at you and take you seriously. You have to be able to actually interact with people, talk to people, make a connection with people. And if you can't, they have ways of working with you. They put you out there in situations. They let you ride along, let you speak to people, let you actually get your feet wet in situations, and to where you're not so, I guess you would say, like unexperienced with being able to speak to people. Speaking to people is the most way to be harmed in a situation of my profession. You can get harmed the easiest and the quickest if you do not know the way to speak to people.
Yeah, that is huge. Communication is always important.
Communication is key.
In order to get respect, you must give respect.
Yes.
And you may need to talk to people on the level that they are looked at as being important. With that, I know you do some other things outside of just your duties on the work. So you're very active in the ministry. You're also active in the community. What's some other things you do in the community?